Okay, hello everyone. I hope you're doing good. We are last live stream of the year. I've been finishing some stuff off, but I thought I would just pop in while I was working and get some more stuff done. So working on the liner and color for what is probably going to be my favorite shot, the eye feather extreme close-up. So I'm just lining these for now. It's, you know, going well, like steady progress, which is nice. But as you can see on the right, like over here, all of the ones in green are finished. The one in orange is the one I'm working on now, and the two in white are the ones that I have estimated are going to take the longest. So they have been left to last. I don't know about you, but I always find if I do the shorter, quicker shots first, I'm more motivated to do the longer, more difficult ones. Come on, hi, how's it going? Has been some time. I had a nice break over Christmas, and I hope everyone else had some good holidays if you celebrated or not. Let's also let's turn off some of these eyes. There we go, now we can see what we're doing. Yes, and Hugh, hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, like super spontaneous stream. I didn't really think I was gonna stream anymore after the last one, because I was like, oh, take a break, but I was lining this and I was like, you know what, we will finish it off on stream, or at least a shot or two. I've got a couple of hours to stream, so it's not going to be the super long one like it was last time. I think we did like five-ish hours. Okay, hello, I'm lining a shot today. I mean, hello, how's it going? So let me turn the eyes back on. And then actually I'll show you the whole thing, like what we have so far. This is the beastie blender file that we have. There will be music in the final, but that is the long shot that is going to take forever. And then we have this one that we're working on, and this one is another long one. And then I have pretty much coloured and lined the rest of them, I think. That one needs some gore to come out, but other than that, we are getting there. I've been so stressed learning grease pencil tools. It is a bit of a task. But yeah, just take it slow. Don't do anything too complicated. Like, this is my 4th or 5th animation in grease pencil, so they do get a little bit more complicated as they go. But I'm going to do a full walkthrough of this, of how I did not want to tear my hair out every day. I'm good, thank you, Ayush. Hi. My Christmas was nice and chill, which was good. I hope everyone else's holidays were nice, whether you celebrate or not. Not my hairy armpits, and love the name. Welcome to the stream. I think it was 6 hours. Oh gosh. Did I decide against blood? I haven't done any yet, so basically I just want to line and colour the main bits. So other than that, we are good. And I'm debating whether or not to add like some shadow. Ooh, whether to do some shadow or not, but we'll see. I know I'm going to add some texture on top, and then I will decide whether or not it looks good enough or whether it needs some proper stuff. Let's turn the fringe and the eye. Actually, let's leave that one on so we know whereabouts we are. What do I do for a living? I'm an animator. I mostly do line and colour on projects I've done some animation on short films, mostly advertising projects that come through. So basically I'm a freelancer. I'm trying to make YouTube like my full-time thing, so working with brands so I can keep making tutorials and things for you guys. That's end goal basically. I want to make cool stuff and show you how I did it. I'm really excited about the new year actually, because I've got a couple of things coming up and that I think will be quite cool. But yeah, I basically want to do this. I want to do this forever. Okay. This doesn't really need fully lining, but just... And then that is off screen, so fine. Let's move this right up to the top. And then we want, let's see. So it's this one. It's not on. So it's this feather that's coming down. So I'm going to duplicate empty keyframes, and this, we're going to call this L feather test. And like that. Basically it's just easier to line or like arrange the things like that. So it's now up here. So there's no, that's out of shot, so I'm not going to line that. The royal we, exactly. Method Throne's welcome. Yeah, so 750 frames. They're not all got drawings on, but they are within each shot. They've all got multiple bits. So there's probably a bit more than, yeah, there's probably actually a bit more than 750 drawings. Because some of them have both the monster and the character in, and I don't know whether you would count the background as, because some of the backgrounds are animated, but they are literally just keyframed or tweened. So there's nothing hand drawn other than, in the backgrounds anyway, other than this waterfall, which has a modifier on to make it look like I've drawn it. So you do like one frame and then, oh, I'm using the wrong shortcut keys. Okay. Can you pay your bill if you follow this career? It really depends. There's a lot of work and effort involved in it, but if you are good at animation, there's always jobs or like things that you can get on board with. So most of my freelance work has been in advertising, and it's been direct to client, or I have been hired by a studio to help them with a project that has been to a client. It's never been anything like, I haven't worked on TV or film other than short films. I directed one, and that was like that was called Glitch, and we had to apply for funding. It wasn't very much, but it depends on whether you want to go the indie route, which is making your own stuff and applying for funding, or whether you want to go the usual freelancer route, or you can just work in a studio. Definitely recommend working in a studio first to kind of get your bearings and figure out how to talk to clients, charge for work, think about like realistic timescales for projects, what to do when they don't pay. Yeah, all that scary financial stuff. That I'm studying now, but I don't get anything. So it's, yeah, I'd definitely recommend putting yourself out there on like social media. The one I've had the most traction with has been YouTube. But I've had some success on Instagram. I've never had a job through Instagram. But basically some success recently with Instagram and growing my following there. They're really loving reels, obviously. And I think it's at like 500,000 now, 500,000 views. One of my more popular ones, it was the Davinci reanimated collab. I did like a little process one of that. I had to turn my notifications off. It was a bit wild, honestly. Just make sure if you do like a reanimated collab or anything like that, you put it in at the top that says this is a reanimated collab. I had a few people who left it in the comments like, you better not be copying my boy Davinci. And I was like, I'm not. If you read the description, please. That was the time. But yeah, like I found the most successful reels to be where they basically show a process. Just edit the clips to the beat of the music, and choose a sound that has the little arrow in the corner, so it should be in the bottom left corner, and that means it's trending. And you want like trending sounds that don't have very many reels attached to them yet. So what is this one? This is the next one. So duplicate keyframes, L or line, and then we're going to move it up right to the top. And then I'm going to go here. It is this one, isn't it? Yes. Duck, welcome. Modifier. So if you go in here to this little toolbox, these are like all your modifiers. So time offset will help you loop a section, and then noise is the one. Those two are the ones I use the most. Noise basically gives it the look like a boiling line. Super gorgeous. Can AI do animation too? Not too sure. The stuff, I haven't really paid that much attention to the animation side yet anyway. How would one apply for funding? Like which platforms are better for it? So look, if you have like a local arts council. So ours was done through Channel 4, which is a TV channel in the UK, and they had sort of links to our arts council, and the BAFTA usually do something with theirs. Oh, let me check. That's why it was on point, not stroke. Okay. Yeah, so BAFTA usually do something. Check out your local arts council. If you're in the UK, there might still be going something called ANIMATE, which was where we applied. Just Google like short film funding and something will usually come up. But it depends where you are. There are options for it. My Ice Pro 24 arrives today. I'm constantly looking out the window. That's amazing. You'll have to let me know what you think, because that is a chunky tablet. I'm working on, I need to change it, but I'm using a Huion Canvas Pro 16 now, if you've seen like some of my latest videos, which I'm really enjoying. The 2.5K screen is nice. Let's turn the fringe off. Because I need to see. Some people start on websites that hire artists like Fiverr or something. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Fiverr's also an option, especially if you're just starting out. I've never used it before though, so I can't really say. I do know a couple of people, studios who use it. What was 1.5 mil? What if I draw mangas? It all depends. I don't really know much about mangas and comics, like money wise. I've only ever really done animation or like some character design stuff. Basically, if you're good at it, you will find work. There's a lot of like marketing involved in being an artist now, especially on social media. So, gotta just keep that in mind. I wear like a dozen different hats because I also have to sort out all my taxes and stuff being self-employed. That's the bit I really hate. It's the legal side when you have to do a contract for a client as well. Invoicing and chasing late payments, not my favorite. Like, I'll play it through again in a bit once we've finished the leaves. Because really I've only got 3 shots. The fall, this eye shot, and then the abandoned city. Let me see. Tommy, hello. I am good, thank you. I hope you're doing well. Terry, hello. What is the top right corner tab for? So this is basically, so these little boxes are called collections, and in those I have like backgrounds and things, and then I also have the grease pencil objects where it's like, hang on, what one am I working on? I'm working on eyes. So eyes doesn't actually have a background, but if you click on these, this is the grease pencil object, and it will show you all of your frames if you're on the grease pencil option here. But yeah, and if you are like working on another one and you can't see like the layers and things, that's because this would be activated. Sometimes you just got to click it off. So if I go back to draw mode, let's do a couple more. We're almost done with this one. And then this is the final. I'm just going to close off this shape because it is out of the camera view, and then there's no more frames, so I don't really need that one. Okay, that's another one. So it's now time for test 4. Duplicate empty keyframes. I want the opacity all the way up. I'm just going to mark it L for line. Get rid of that, and then move it to the top. There you go. So zoom out and find. Okay, so there's nothing there. So really it doesn't start until here. I'm just gonna highlight and delete those. Actually, no. Oh, okay. Feather 4 and 5. I'm just gonna highlight them. So number 4 is here, and this is what we're working on. So there's nothing there. There's this one in the center. It's got a couple of like smear frames where it stretches across. Make sure this layer's not hidden. Okay. I didn't really understand how it is useful. So the collections keep everything neat and tidy, because if I if I unhide everything and I didn't have them in the collections, they would be sorted very differently. It would look a bit of a mess. So yeah, so this is what it actually looks like. And it just means that I can name the collection. So there's like a lot of layers, a lot of things. And yeah, it just makes much more sense to have things in there. So I'm currently working on the eyes. I'm just going to minimize those again. So yeah, just like if I had all of those open, it'd get very confusing very quickly. So you can have collections within collections. So I've got this one is the background, and then the floating city and the animation in a separate one for the waterfall. That's what it looks like. And then you can bring them up so you can have other layers and things there. But yeah, super useful. I like to keep things organized because otherwise I'll lose bits and pieces. I mean, you don't have to have it like that, because if you're working on a smaller project, you might not need so many. That is what I'd like in TVPaint, being able to have folders and stuff for things on the timeline would be like one of my goals. One of my goals for 12 whenever they update that. Although to be honest, it would be nice if they could put it in 11 really, in the next update for 11. Let's see. Be found. Hi, how's it going? Can you draw on 2 layers only, or is it better to have more layers? I use a lot of layers, so like these are all the layers in my current grease pencil, so it's a lot. I don't know, it really depends on how you work. So I usually do the roughs on 1 layer. If it's a more complex animation, I might split up some character animation into different layers. So if a character is sitting on a ledge and they are swinging their legs, I'd probably have the legs on a separate layer to the main body, and the hair, if it moved in the wind or something, that would be on a separate layer. You can move stuff across multiple layers. You just have to untick this, but I prefer ticking this because if I don't have it, when I erase something or use the sculpt tool, it will move everything that is visible on the canvas, and I usually don't want that. So super useful though, especially if you are, let's say I wanted to fill in a character animation and I'd already colored it, I could move both the line art and the color layer with the sculpt tool without having to do them individually and make it worse. Yeah, have it be more difficult. That's the one. I've barely scratched the surface of what you can do with grease pencil, so I'm looking forward to doing more stuff in it. I've got a couple of other projects that I want to get sorted first, but this one's been a big one, to be fair. Okay, next feather. So this is feather 5. This is actually the last one, and then the line work will be finished. So duplicate L, do that, and then move it up to the top. So these layers work just like they would in a normal drawing or painting program. So if you have something, if you want something to be at the front of your canvas or above everything else, you'll need it at the top. But you can always like move them around with these two options. So here, oops, gotta make sure that my opacity is on full. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing good and you're enjoying the break if you're on one at the minute. I was kind of hoping that I was going to get this out for for New Year's Eve, but maybe not. It might end up being like a end of January thing if I end up going with the shadow and stuff as well. I'm hoping it looks alright with just some texture on top. There's like very minimal animation, or sort of like limited. It's not super smooth, but I think it works. What's the big difference between Clip Studio and TVPaint? I've recently purchased Clip Studio Paint EX as I was tight on budget. The big difference is there's quite a few differences. So you can have 3D models in Clip Studio. TVPaint is raster, but I think you can have vector stuff in Clip Studio as well. TVPaint's audio, I think, is better. To be honest, I haven't used Clip Studio too much, but obviously it was a drawing program first, and it is a very, very good drawing program. But TVPaint was built to be an animation program, but they've both got nice sets of brushes, and really if you focus on learning either program, then a lot of people you don't really need like a ton of bells and whistles to do stuff. Like camera moves and things can be done in editing software. For me, it's more like, what do you like about the program? What, if you're comfortable with using it, then you shouldn't really need to switch to something that's more expensive or whatever, unless you're going like into the industry and you're finding a job. If you work in a studio, they'll usually provide you with a license for whatever software they use. So I shouldn't worry about that too much. The projects I've worked on before as a freelancer, I've used TVPaint, but there have been other people in the team who've used, what is it called? Adobe Animate. Other people have used Toon Boom. It's really not quite so set in stone as you think it is, or at least I thought it was more, I was like, well, I'm never going to get a job in a freelance team if I don't have this proper software. That's really not true. If you work for yourself, you can use any software you like. If you're providing like freelance services to a client or something, unless they ask for your files, it shouldn't really matter what software you're working in. Usually they'll just ask for like an export, but then again, it depends on what the animation is for and where they're posting it. Most of them just ask for like a mp4.mov. Sometimes if they want like extra files, like seeing the backgrounds and things, they'll ask for like a sort of like a PDF. What is it called? I was about to say playbook, but that's not quite right. Basically a PDF of like all the concept art and stuff. Sometimes they'll ask for that. Good name, thank you so much. It's a PNG tuber. We actually made it on stream. And I'm saying we because you guys helped. When I had to make some decisions. But yeah, there's basically a talking loop and a non-talking loop, and I'm glad you like it. This also means that if I'm not feeling like amazing and up to being on camera, I can always have the little VTuber going. I'm tempted to do an actual VTuber model in called Live 2D. Okay, so if I turn that off, let's put the rest of the stuff in. Let's just check it. Right, so I talked about modifiers earlier. This is what I mean by like a noise modifier. At the minute, it's a bit violent. I really love a noise modifier, but for like slow shots like this, basically the line work is going to be on 0.03 or 4, and it just gives like a little tiny wiggle. So if you look at the freckles and spots on the face, if I zoom in a bit, and the feathers, it just gives them just sort of like a slight boil. I would have had to have done that by hand in TVPaint and stuff like that. So usually I will draw one frame and then I will have it hold for like 3 or 4 frames each. So I'll work on like 4s. So I'll do 3 frames, each lasting 4, and then have that set to a loop. But I would have had to have redrawn all of that. And with this modifier, I don't, which is nice. So when you play it through, there is some like gaps and things, but it's not too bad. Makes it look more like nicer, I think, anyway. So this is gonna be the skin. This is gonna be the skin, and then we want the eyes and feathers. See, eyes. And so let's just have a see eyes. Okay, so skin is this color. We can start doing that. I'm gonna scroll down on here, save it, and I'm going to get rid of. I'm gonna get rid of all these old ones. I have got like multiple saves of this. This project is on like version 8. I'm a little bit paranoid about completely forgetting or like the computer crashing and I lose all the things. So this is the skin color. Basically just gonna like that. And that will hold until this point where I need to make a blank keyframe. Let's turn that off. Just like this. So So the eyes, we're going for, let's have a look at the other shots. Because I can't remember. It's here. Is it the same colour? Is it the same colour as the hair? Is the question. Is that one? Yeah, it is. Okay. So we're going to use this one. But yeah, colouring is very different in this compared to most other like animation and drawing softwares I found. So you have the fill tool, but I'm using the pen tool with a fill material instead. And so I'm just going to, I need such a steady hand for this. So I'm using the shift button to drag across. And I just want to fill this eye in. So that is there. So it does move a little bit. I'm going to go to sculpt. And because I have this ticked, I can just push it up slightly. The modifier will still be affecting everything, so I'm just gonna delete it. I can add it in later. And I'm just gonna go back to draw mode and do the other eye. So focused. And around. And then let go. Let's have a look. Okay, hello. Giggle Zen Master, welcome. I'm glad you like the avatar. Tracer, hello. I am working on basically a short 30-second animation to some music by Jack Stauber. So I'll play it through because you guys haven't seen it in a while. But most of it has been line and coloured. It's we're on like the last couple of shots. Just thought I'd stream for a bit before I have to go out later. So that's the last stream of the year, I think, maybe. Oh, that's why. So when you don't well, the way I've got this project set up is I have blank frames at the end where the next shot starts, so it doesn't go into the next shot. Let me play it again so you guys can see. But yeah, it's nice. I like it. So it's taken a while. There's still quite a bit to go. Like that shot is one of the longer ones, and this one is going to be complicated. But the rest has been line and coloured. And once it's all that's done, I do need to add some texture on top, and how I feel about it then determines whether I'm going to add shadows. Last year of the year sounds kind of sad. Well, it's the 29th. New Year's in like a couple of days. So yeah, I think. Yeah, next stream would be next Tuesday, which is my usual pattern, I think. I'm going to try and keep it up more. Like twice a week, maybe. I'm going to have to animate so much to give you guys something to watch. Because it's not always like super... What's the word? I haven't always got like loads of super fun stuff to work on. It's a lot of admin and editing and things. Thank you. I'm really glad you like it. It's been going on for a little while. So the eyes. So skin, eyes, And then I want to start doing above things. So the brows are going to be fairly simple. So duplicate empty keyframes. And then C. No, that's not where I put that. I'm just going to leave the bit at the end. And the hair is this colour. Fairly simple. Oh, it went out. Sculpt. And just push it down gently. Drop. Has anyone set any, or like has anyone been thinking about New Year's resolutions yet? Because there's a lot of stuff that I want to do. I think the eyebrows are gonna have to be behind. They're gonna have to be behind the hair. I usually put them in front. So what is this? So if I turn off the brows, and I'm gonna have to turn off the eyes, the skin will be fine, and the feathers are gonna have to go because I'm gonna use the fill tool for the hair. So turned off the feathers. So these fringe bits, they are gonna go above the brows. Are they gonna have to be above the feathers as well? Okay, so fringe, feathers underneath those, then the brows, eyes. Yeah, okay, so that's like the layout of how I want everything to go. So fringe, I'm going to make, no, that is going to have to be done in two separate ones. So C for colour. And then this one, I want to switch to this, make sure it's on a fill material. And what one is it? Is it just that? Okay, I'm going to turn off the skin as well, because just in case. Let's zoom up. Zoom up, scroll up. And basically go through all of them. There is a shortcut to fill multiple bits that I have forgotten. It was in the new update and I haven't updated yet. Okay, so that is that. And then it's this one, which we need a duplicate empty keyframes for. And then we're gonna just go across like this. I'm using the up and down arrow keys to switch to like the next keyframes. And what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to keep in, zoom in closer once this is finished, and just check on the points. So to make sure that there is a fill all the way to the edge, because I don't want it to show up here and there be a gap. And then that's it. So let's zoom in close. So sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. If it's not, I will go back to the draw tool. Make sure that I'm on the right colour. I'm just to make it stand out a bit more, I'm going to turn the skin back on. So there is, it's on this one. So I'm just going to check through this and you just fill it in. Yeah, so this next one, you can see there's a gap. Not ideal. It's fairly simple to fix, and I could extend I go back to the fill tool, you can do the thickness and dilate, contract, and also stroke extension and stuff. But this way is fairly quick. Just depends on your process and how comfortable you are with Blender, really. So I'm not needed on this side. It's just these two I've got to make sure are filled. That's fine, fine. I think this one was a bit... Yeah, that one was fine, okay. That's the hair. And then let's do some feathers. I'll have to turn those off. So feather test is down here, this one. Duplicate empty keyframes. And it's basically like this for the whole animation. So basically my process for this. It's probably not going to like the corners as much on here. There's a tiny gap on there. Let's do... Yeah, see, if you do too much, it will go over. I'm going to turn that back down to 1. What happens if I turn up the thickness? Not much on this one. So I'm going to leave that. I'll leave it how it is. Is pursuing to learn art still worth it? I'd say so. For me, there's a lot of personal satisfaction in making stuff that I just wouldn't feel satisfied with AI. There's a lot of... I think if you make a prompt and know that you can steal other artists' style and stuff like that and make something that looks good at first glance, there's a lot of like instant gratification. And you can just generate loads and loads and loads, but there is lasting satisfaction in learning to draw and making stuff and seeing your progress that you just can't get with AI. And like if you enjoy it, do it. There's not there's a real personal element to especially animation as well. Like my first animations were terrible, but I look at them now and I'm like, wow, I've improved so much. If anyone is feeling like disheartened about AI and like the future of art and stuff, please don't give up on learning, because it's so fun. It's so fun. And I think if you didn't learn it because of that, that would be like a big regret. That like one of my biggest regrets is not starting sooner, because I had teachers in high school who were like, well, I had a teacher who said I would never make money from cartoons, and that the only way to make money was if I was a teacher or a sculptor, which was very odd. And yeah, so he told me to stop drawing cartoons, and I did. Which, yeah, bad decision. I would have been so much better if I hadn't listened, and just carried on. But you know, I do enjoy it. It's a little bit like meditating, really, when you draw. At least I think so. And you also get to make stuff that is personal to you as well. And put a piece of yourself in the drawings and animations that you make. Let's see, what else do we have? So this one, yeah, C2, and then so we want 3 duplicate empty keyframes. Where is that? It's up here. Let's see. How long did the VTuber take? So it was a good, I want to say 12 hours. I did most of it on stream, so you guys can actually go back to the stream and watch it. That is still on my channel, which is nice. Okay, is that one? But yeah, it's all on there. I only did like a few things off stream, so it's probably what stream is on plus 2 to 4 hours, I reckon. It was a while ago now, so I can't really remember. It took quite a while though. Okay, so 4, duplicate, B, and then we want to turn this one in. What am I doing? There, okay. Make sure you turn your layers on. What have we got? Our game, hello, how's it going? I hope you're doing amazing. I do amazing. I am good, very good, thank you. I hope you're doing well. I have a question. Critic is a raster or graphics based? Our raster animation good. Yeah, so Blender is vector. TVPaint is raster based. It's basically the main difference between the two is if you want to scale something up, vector is better for that, because it won't pixelate like a raster based program will. So you could base like Adobe Animate is vector based. So if I had an animation from Blender and an animation from TVPaint, there's only so much I could do in TVPaint before it'd start to pixelate. But I could grab this feather and scale it up as much as I want, and the edge would still be clean when I zoomed in. That's basically the gist of it. Jane, hello, how's it going? Gil, welcome. Imagine if that teacher was watching your stream. That would be kind of spooky because he has passed, sadly. Like, no like disrespect to him. I'm sure he thought he was helping me by telling me not to make cartoons and things, but yeah, he used to say that he used to stop his daughter from drawing cartoons and set her up as still life to draw instead. But that would just make me not want to draw, really. Because drawing what you enjoy is a good way to keep doing more of that. Let's see. Oh, that's not on, that's why. Okay. All you've got is Procreate. It's difficult to animate, honestly. Make it work, I guess. Yeah, like Procreate is great for like basic little loops. I know some people do some really crazy full-on animations in it, but the way it's set up, I'm used to having a bit more, like a few more options when I'm making stuff. I like using a lot of layers, and the way it's all set out in the layer panel, I'm not like a big fan of that. And if you're doing lip sync or something, then it's a bit tough to do that when there's no sound. You'd have to have something called a dope sheet and mark out where the extra patterns and stuff, extra features and things were. Let me see. Right, let's do more on this. How? Let's do like this blue. Oh, we're on the fill. That is not what I wanted. Is that what I wanted? Oh, actually, that might be what I wanted. Then we're gonna go lighter for the inner. And then we'll have these here. And then what I want to do, I'm going to have, you know what, I'm going to make another duplicate empty keyframes. So this is the highlight. And it's going to be this. And then underneath, that's going to have to be above that. And then this one, you know what, grab that. Yeah, so if I turn that off and I make another one, this is, I'm just going to call this pupil. And then like that. So the highlight is still above the eye. And then we want something in for the center circle. And now it's done that, I can make a new layer. Let's duplicate this one again. Duplicate into keyframes and then move it above, and we'll turn it into a mask. See eyes, pupil, like this. And then I can use my pen and charcoal brush. Yeah, so we'll do some darker bits around here. So if anyone uses Blender and wants to try these brushes out, they are available on my Gumroad. They are free. And there should be a link to the Gumroad in the description of this video. Let me check. It's not there. Oh, yes, it is. It's under brush. There you go. There we go. Save. Is that a wolf on your shirt? Yes, it is a wolf on my shirt. It's the shirt that I wish I had. I kind of want to commission someone to make it for me. So I tend to, unless I'm animating, I tend to not like finished artwork stuff very much. Right, let's get rid of that. Tube, hello. I'm good, thank you. No worries. I'm glad the answer was helpful. Go away. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's like a bit difficult to track. There we go. Don't like that. I need to do this one again. If I turn the masks off, this is what it looks like. Right, and then we want around this edge. Oops. I try and press quite lightly and then do little circular motions to soften what is quite a harsh edge sometimes. Okay. And then what I can do, that is kind of cool. So add, subtract. Probably going to be like an overlay. Where's my overlay gone? I'm sure they had overlay. Maybe they don't. Multiplier. Just have it on multiply and turn it down to 0.25. And then if I take the masks back, it then does that. So I'm going to duplicate. Duplicate into keyframes. Move it above, and then I want like a softer, bright. Let's try a yellow in the center of this. And what does that look like with some of the other blending modes? Divide is quite cool. And then it gives like this gradient effect anyway, almost without really trying. Like that. I don't know what Sharagan eyes are. I probably pronounced that wrong. Let's have a look. Oh, I see. Cool, cool. Yeah, it's a bit too complicated for this anyway. Wolf is your favorite animal, then a bear maybe. Nice. I like this interpretation of masks. They're kind of like clipping masks, but layer order doesn't matter. Yes, yes. I do love using masks and things. Okay, I've just realised I haven't done something. Eyes. Okay, let's go back here because these feathers need filling in. Oh, hang on. Fill needs to be that. Like that. I've got a feeling that I'm gonna have to do some sort of shadow on the face. So if I go here, duplicate empty keyframes, move it above, put it on masks there, and then I'm just gonna make the brush a lot bigger. Do it that, maybe that. Let's do like a purple. I quite like doing a purple for shadows. Does need to be bigger. Just dotting the canvas. Just want to add like a little bit of texture to it. Rip some of these. That, and then let's check out some blending modes. I would really like some more blending modes on here, to be honest. Let's try regular and then turning it down. That's the thing with purple. Let's see. So this one is the skin tone. Let's make it a bit more red or orange. It's orange at the minute. Let's duplicate empty keyframes. Get rid of that one. Just drag a couple of bits around here. Let's try a different brush as well, because I've got a couple. Not that one. Hazy. Let's try. There it is. That's much more subtle, actually. Okay, get rid of that one. Oh, it's only 64. That's why I was like, why is it coming up so small? The strength. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try this on 800. Yeah, that's much better. It's a lot softer. So I will probably take these into Davinci Resolve maybe, and add some blending modes over the top when it's like completely finished. Yeah. Just practicing animations will help improve. Well, there's no need to read some kind of book. I remember back in months recommended the Animated Survival Kit, which I could even complete half. Yeah, so basically there's a lot of stuff like that you can practice on your own. There's not like the Animated Survival Kit is super helpful. I did really enjoy reading it, but there's a lot of stuff that people have made and put online that for free, that means that especially if you haven't got a lot of money, you can just get started. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I've got to spend this thousands and thousands of pounds to animate. There's a load of free software out there now that is like really good, like Blender, so good. Critters free, OpenTunes, Dahoma 2D, there's Synfig, Pencil 2D, yeah, loads of stuff. And what does it look like if I put the brows over the top? Is it gonna look silly? So here, let's do C brows all the way up to the top. Yeah, it does look a bit silly, doesn't it? If I put them underneath the feathers, go above the eyes. This is kind of a little bit like anime. And then this is what it will look like if I put the noise filter back on. So I love this noise filter. It looks really trippy if you have it set quite high as well. So let's do 379. And what does it start? 320? 320. So let's crank it all the way. We'll leave that down. I love this one. Turn those down. So you can get some really cool effects with things like that. So that's on full. That's on a little bit, and that is off. If I put it on full on like that. But if I turn it down, I'm gonna probably have it on like 0.03. So it's just a gentle little movement. Oh, the fringe is above the... I actually want the feathers to be above. So let's move the fringe down. So there's a lot of fringe. So that needs to go. That's gonna have to go all the way down. No. So fringe. what I would like to be able to do is select multiple of these. Let me just check something. Fringe, fringe. No, I can't select multiple, which is a shame. Let's just move this down underneath the feathers. What does it look like if I move the brows back down underneath the fringe? What do we think, chat? Eyebrows above the fringe line or beneath? Earlier in the stream, the falling feathers were a light blue, but here they are white. Are they different? Yeah, so the light blue ones were the rough animation. The white is what they're meant to be. I'm glad you like the texture. Yeah, the textures and stuff, all my own Blender brushes that you can get through the description. They're on my, they are on my Gumroad, that's the one. Yeah, I did. OpenTunes is free as well. I haven't used it yet. Am I colouring the freckles? No. No, they're just going to be like dots. Okay, so we have a vote for above and a vote for beneath. Ed, hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing good. We are just finishing up some bits and pieces. I do think I need a little shadow on this eye white. This is gonna be like such a chunky shot. All these layers. Okay, so that's the line. It's the highlight, the texture, dark bit, it's the mask, and this is the underneath. So I'm gonna duplicate this, move it above, and call it shadow. I'm going to use a smaller hazy brush for this. We're going to use the lining colour and put it on a mask. See eyes there. And then, that brush is too big. The brush is too big. Okay, so let's say 300. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing good. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like, because at the minute, it might have to be. It might have to be like a sharper shadow, where I actually draw in the thing without. So if I play this through, that's not too bad. Okay, let's play the rest through. We're gonna go from 1 to 7, 10, which is the end of the project. So basically, if we call this shot done, and then have 2 shots left, I think. Yes. yeah, so it's the abandoned city and then the fall/land, which is going to be very, 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 very long. I think. I feel like I'm missing a couple of frames in the beginning of this shot. I did wonder. I was like, why does it look odd? So this one. Here's this one. Click that. Yeah, I'm missing like the first frame of this. Because then it should be. I'm going to have to go back to an earlier version and correct that and grab it from there. I wonder why it's done that. Yeah, and then on top of everything there's... Let me see. That's gonna annoy me. Okay. What next do we got? This one. This next shot. To do. What is the time? It's almost 4 o'clock. Okay. We'll go for a little bit longer. We'll start on this one. The abandoned city. So let's mark this one as done. So I'm just right clicking and changing the color of the collection. So I'm going to mark this one orange because this is the one we're working on. And I'm going to go over here to my grease pencil. And we're going to zoom in because I like to see the frames close up. There we go. Can I prank you guys to pretend the whole thing was deleted? No. that would break my heart, honestly. Because usually if you say something that's like, yeah, it might manifest and my PC might shut down. And I don't want that. I definitely don't want that. Okay. So this one is going to be, let's mark this in. So 380 to 443. A lot of these shots are very, very short. So this one's difficult because it's gonna have to be like set behind different layers, and then at certain points like this one, it then is on top of stuff. Like here, it's in front of everything else. So whether I finish this animation, finish the shot of this character, and then duplicate it, and then move bits and pieces in front of each other, that might be what I have to do. You've done that before, and the pain is so much. Yeah, I've lost shots and projects like a couple of days beforehand in. It was actually painful. It was actually painful when I was in uni. Okay, so let's get rid of the dust. That's the monster. That's the protagonist. We're gonna do her first. So she is finished. So duplicate empty keyframes. So L Pro. So much easier. So much easier. Let's move that. Oh, hang on. Discord was covering up the extra thing. Okay, let's see, what do we have? What do we have? Let's move this. There we go. I can see chat now. I can see chat again. Online. There we go. Right, so let's turn down the opacity on this. And let's zoom in. On draw, I want to change my brush. Back to that. Make sure the opacity is there. I think this. I think 22 is like a suitable thing. Okay. And then I want this colour for the line art. Not that one. Oh, you can tell like bits of the blue have disappeared, so I'm going to auto lock the other layers. Otherwise it's a bit of a disaster. Like okay. And then I want that there. So these are the wings. They basically take up her shoulder instead. And let's close this off as well. I'm gonna have to do this so I can see the hair, where the hair is. Hello Coney, how's it going? I hope you're doing good. We are starting on the second before last shot, which is pretty exciting. Hopefully I can get a bit more done before I have to leave. Let's close that up. There we go. And then this one's a little bit down. And across. And then this one is mostly just her shoulders now that are in. I think obviously if I zoom in, there's very little that we're actually gonna see across here. Oh, I did not close this off. Almost there with this one. It's mostly like simple bits and pieces. Close, close. I didn't get to actually look at your camera tutorial today for a bit. Oh, nice. I always forget about the play with camera view option. Yes. There's just so many features that sometimes it's like, oh, I forgot I had that. Okay, we're gonna use edit mode, move it up a little. I'm gonna duplicate this one as well and just move it there. And I'm gonna delete the wings. Because I want it to like there. And then here. Just across. Don't need that. This looks so chaotic. There we go. Let's turn this back on and grab this. So basically at the back is sort of like a halter, so the wings are a bit easier to manage, I guess. Turn that off. Oh, erase that. What GPU do I use for my Blender work? So I recently did this video where I talk about everything I use to make stuff, and I go over all my equipment, and then there should be like a timestamp in here where I talk about my PC about like 3 minutes 20, I think. But the GPU is a 1660, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is 1660. That would be the one of the things that I upgrade if I was gonna do anything to my PC. Like it's fine as it is. Touch wood. But it would be nice. Would be nice. Oh yeah, and then in this one I'm going to use the sculpt and just move it up a little bit. So then we have this, so like settles. Oh, actually, if I move this one up a bit, then we have there, and then it settles into this position, and that will make it look nicer, I think. I zoom in. I think that's too high. Let's move it down. Is this one too low? This one's too low. I don't think this one should go down. That one should be up a little. Yeah, there we go. It's a little inconsistent, but that doesn't matter too much. Okay, let's turn off the roughs and we'll color this first. Duplicate empty keyframes. So C Pro, as in, for anyone who doesn't know, I use C and L as like my line color, and Pro is for protagonist. Okay, let's zoom in. This project is like big now. It's so big. Oh yeah, don't forget, change your material when you want to color stuff. This one is gonna need some attention with the pen tool, I think. I thought the name for the monster Zen. It's the name of a Japanese yokai demon that is basically a poisonous bird. That is really cool. I love like folklore and culture from different places. So there's, in the UK, there's a place that has a dog that shows up on highways. And there's like, I think it's like various folklore stuff where people, where you can see like silhouettes or shades of people, which I think is really cool. I do love a good ghost story. Oops. And then one, this is sort of like the collar. Oh, that collar is inconsistent. Okay, it's all good, it's all good. We are not stressing about this when it's almost done. That would be really on brand for me, actually. So remember the animation that you were gonna finish like 3 months ago? Yeah, well, you never actually posted it. Yeah, I'm still working on it because I'm not happy with anything I've done. Oh, okay, one of my New Year's resolutions, or like goals for next year, is to make more stuff and be happy that it's finished. Finished, not perfect. That's gonna be the resolution for next year. I'm like super excited about all the stuff I've got planned. I was writing out lists of stuff that I want to get finished, like a lot of animation exercises that I want to try that I never really did anything with. So I've done like a run cycle before, but I haven't done like different types of runs. I've never done a 4-legged creature walk cycle or run cycle. When I was in uni, we never did any like flour sack stuff, and I know that must seem like super basic to some people, but I think I'm gonna quite enjoy going back to basics when I share like how I approach animations and things for you guys. Okay, yeah, decent. Okay, nice. So that can be locked. So this is the rough monster. So let's turn the opacity down on this to like a 40. And then I'm gonna duplicate empty keyframes, move it above. I'm gonna call this L Mon for line monster. Go back to this, change the material and the line color. So at the minute, you'll only be able to see like this section, because this bit is meant to be behind the buildings. I love folklore, monsters and such, which is why Grimm is one of my favourite shows. Nice, it has many monsters from actual old stories. Okay. Modern Day James is pretty good for that. Oh, okay. Let me type that in so I don't forget it after stream. Modern Day James. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. Their stuff is nice. Like, nice. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going to pin that so I can check it out later. Check it out properly. Okay. So with this one, so I've used the sculpt tool. So these two is this frame, but then duplicated and then moved with the sculpt tool. That's just extra. Most of these are redrawn. And then that's a sculpt tool, but most of those are, I want to say fresh. no, it's not fresh. Most of those are drawn. Okay. No, this line, that needs to be there. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking same brush width for this one. Okay, I'm just going to close it off because at the minute it's behind. I'm going to turn that on so I can see where bits and pieces are. And close that off. Sometimes I forget to close them off and then the fill tool doesn't work quite as well. Okay, up to the top here. Do I prefer kdcat or Catherine? KD's fine. It's so much easier to pronounce for a lot of people. So, Tradesman, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day / night. I really appreciate you popping into the stream. To be honest, we probably won't go too much longer because I do have to go out in a bit. Oops. Like that, and then close that off. So at the minute we're seeing like the back of the head. And this is the kind of gill thing we've got on the side. Let's duplicate this one and we'll use the sculpt mode, zoom right out. And let's turn the strength and the radius off. Pressure wise anyway. Oh wait, no, that's not what I want to do. Here. So I want it to match this one. So then we have to turn that down and a bit more to get the edge of this. I think that's fine. I'm probably going to draw that one, to be fair. Because I need to check. So I'm just moving this gap. Here. Like that. And then okay, the back is, let me draw this one in actually. And then that way And that the previous frame can be an in-between. And I can judge where it needs to go. Because although I have done that, some of these frames are pretty messy. Like my roughs aren't neat, they are rough. They're super rough. So I do try and neaten them up. So there is where I've got to go between these lines. I don't want it to actually look jittery. It helps to actually have had a break from it as well. Like, I haven't looked at it in ages. Or what feels like ages, anyway. Okay, so that head comes back. So this gill shouldn't be so close. It should be like that. And then here, actually, oh, it is there. Okay. So here, the neck needs to start straightening up a bit. What is small, blue, and can fly? A bird. That's my answer. Okay. I'm gonna go for this. A fly wearing. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Right, let's go around the curve of this. Top of these shoulders. That is it's a bit wonky. Just want them underneath this red line. Because as we move, actually, as we move back, I turn that off and I go to this one. Start left side, go up and work right. And then we have this one where we can see where it crosses over. Like that. It might be funny to someone else. I don't know, I'm a bit delirious. You know how it gets when I'm on a live stream. Okay, this one is gonna have to have a bit here. There we go. And then across like that. And then this is the head. Like that. And then that tiny gap. Okay, so this is gonna have to come up like there. This is a tough one because I've added gills in previous ones, but it wasn't in the. Was it in the rough? Was it actually in the rough designs? Is the question. Let's turn these on. Actually, turn those off. Why are they not showing up? Character head. Oh, I don't need those. Clothes. Or did I not add the monster reference? I'm sure I did. They're not here? There it is. Oh no, I did have lines. I did have lines. There we go. Let's ignore those. What shot were we doing? This one. Okay. I'll show the I feel like this chin needs to be different. It's very needs to be down here, I think. Let's make this adjustment, turn that off. Looking a bit like Voldemort from the back. Okay. Yeah, that's better, I think. Much better. Okay, where are we? Are we this one? Have we finished the other ones? Looks like we have. At the minute, this is just one wing. Okay. Oh, I haven't done the bottom on this. This is going to be pretty easy to colour since it's still kind of. So it's Voldemort's Patronus. Yes. Okay. There isn't like a dark equivalent to a Patronus, but that would be quite cool. Let's see. There, I think. Try and get that chin nice and sharp. Just using the edge of this one to copy copy the position of the, what are they called, the neck bits, the gills. No, I don't think Deaf eaters aren't meant to be able to cast a Patronus. Okay, oh, this one needs a tiny one. There. Oh, it's not going to curve around, is it? Let's redo these. Turn that off, and that's not quite right either. Let's go to sculpt mode and then just push it towards the other one. Yeah. So this frame, I'm thinking I'm going to duplicate this one. Make the sculpt a lot bigger. Okay, and then this one, we finally have an eye on here. And we've got the dots. And I'm just gonna fill it in, like usually I'd color it in with the bucket tool, but we will leave it like that. Now, where are the gills? I'm gonna flip through for this one. They'll be about here. Actually, they should be a bit down, actually. Sculpt. Turn that down. Okay, let's draw the other one in. Hopefully it's fine. Yeah, that looks alright. And go along the bottom, close it off. Okay. And then here we have the first sort of head turn. Just gonna add like a little crease in the neck for that one. It also means that I have not put any eyes on this one. No. Okay. So this one, the eyes would be here. Let's get rid of that. Make it here. Oops. Had a little bit of lag on the eye. And then around here. I'm gonna do this for the neck. And I'm thinking if I turn this on, we'll kind of want to, yeah. So then it's not quite a copy of the other one. Feels weird to be drawing again, to be honest. I haven't done too... I took it quite easy over the holidays, which was nice. Okay. Let's go. We are guessing. Ah, it worked. It worked. They're gonna change shape slightly because there's a different angle now. They're gonna have to be like the in-between here. Sherry, hello. You want to be an animator? What is the hardest things being one? So if you work for yourself, it's probably handling everything. If it's working for a studio, it's gonna be making stuff look realistic and that, or at least doing different styles in very tight deadlines. Most of the time, the projects that you're on, you won't have a lot of time to do it. So obviously the more you animate and the more you work on stuff, the faster you will get. So but yeah, trying different styles and stuff is difficult, but it's also fun as well. It really just depends. Like as you make more stuff, you will come to realize what you like doing and what you don't like doing. So for me, I don't like to be on one project or one thing for too long. I like a lot of variety in what I do, which is why I prefer shorter projects. Okay. And I feel like I'm going to be cold soon. Wolf 55. All my lives are now online. They are all future lives will be visible on the channel. So if you go to my channel and then you go to the live tab, they are all on there. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, let's do this one. Want it a little bit over. And this one comes down. No worries, Sherry, all good. Am I going to add music only or different signs as well? I have thought about it and it's probably just going to be music. Sometimes it doesn't sound quite right if I try and do that as well, but I will have a look. There's quite a lot of sound effects and stuff that you can add that are free, which is nice. Let's move this, move this. That doesn't look right. Okay, it's because I've smushed it. That's a technical term as well, guys. If you smush something, it's nice. It's a running joke. Okay, let's make this one a bit smaller. Let's turn off the roughs as well. Those eyes, I think they're a bit small. I can hear people getting ready. Panicking. Okay. Let me just fix these eyes and then I think I'm gonna have to call stream to an end. But yeah, quick, if anyone's got any questions. Anyone's got any questions they want me to answer before I go? This one. This one needs to be wider. Don't want to make them too big because otherwise then it looks more friendly. And this thing is not friendly. What work am I most proud of? Probably like the last Blender animation, because I think it looks quite good. The one, like the prompt for it was down. I was pretty proud of that. Okay, I think we're gonna call this one. I'm gonna call this a day. Thank you all so much for coming to the stream. This live and all the others will be on the channel as per usual, but hopefully I will see you next year for basically next week for a stream Tuesday, maybe. We'll see. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day / night. Oh, last question. Have I tried animating in 2D and 3D mixed together? I have. I didn't do the 3D, but I did 2D on top of 3D. It was good, a lot of fun. It was nice to have 3D backgrounds as like reference points and things. But yeah, I plan to do some 2D, 3D stuff next year, hopefully. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming. I will see you next week. Bye.